it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing my September book haul. So we are only halfway through September, but also, how are we already halfway through September? But there are still so many amazing new releases coming out, and I've already picked up quite a few, and I'm so excited to share them with you today. And today's video is sponsored by Chapters Indigo, so thank you so much to them for working with me. I love working with them and for them, since that's also the bookstore that I work at, but it really is an amazing place to work, and also still my favorite place to shop for books, because just that atmosphere, man, you can't beat it. But I will leave a link to the website down below if you guys wanted to go and check it out. Somehow they managed to transfer that in-store atmosphere to the website, which still baffles me. So I'm going to start off with new releases, and this first one is easily one of the most anticipated releases of this year, but also probably one of the ones that people are most apprehensive about, myself included, and that is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 6th book of the Throne of Glass series, but it's not following Celaena's perspective. So this is actually told from Chaol's perspective, and it's taking place at the same time that Empire of Storms is taking place, but it is all being told from Chaol's perspective, his story, and he is in a completely different place. So it's not the same story, but it's at the same time. Now, a couple things about this book. First of all, I hated this cover when it first came out, but I must say it's much prettier in person. I still do wish that it kind of matched more with an illustration of Chaol on the front. That would have been amazing, but a girl can dream. Second thing is, I'm super nervous about this because Chaol was one of my favorite characters in the beginning. I loved him so much, and then I found that his characterization kind of faltered. I think it was around Heir of Fire or Queen of Shadows, and he just became a different person, and I didn't care for him quite as much anymore. So I'm hoping that he can redeem himself in this book, but I'm also so nervous about it. So this came out on September 5th. No, I haven't read it yet. Please, no spoilers. I'm so nervous about it that I've been putting it off, and I'm hoping I won't put it off for as long as I put off A Court of Wings and Broom, because that was ridiculous. But this is actually the Indigo exclusive edition, so it comes with this super cool, it's like the dust jacket makes a poster. Amazing! Next up is Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. This also came out on September 5th, and look at this cover. This is honestly what drew me in, because this cover is absolutely gorgeous. I am kind of obsessed with it. It also has like a little fox or wolf on it. It's so cute, and mountains. Like, it's got animals, kind of dogs, and it's got mountains. This was made for me. The spine, however, quite boring. But the synopsis does not sound boring at all. So it follows our main character, Kamzin, and Kamzin has always wanted to be the Emperor's royal explorer, but she's never really been given the chance to do so. So she doesn't feel very hopeful about her chances of achieving that goal. But everything changes when the greatest explorer ever known shows up in her village and demands to hire her for his latest expedition. So you guys probably know by now that I love traveling and I love reading books about traveling, but I haven't read anything that's about like mapping things, and I think that just sounds absolutely amazing. So I am so excited for this book. Next up is Autobiography by Christina Lauren. This is actually coming out the day that I'm filming this, which is September 12th, so happy book birthday. But I actually got my copy early, and it has such a beautiful cover. I'm obsessed, but what really drew me in is the fact that it's described as Fangirl meets Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which are two books that I really loved, so I was like, yeah, I need this in my hands now. But this book follows two boys. The one is from a very progressive and accepting family, and the other is from a not so accepting conservative religious community. And it's a love story between these two boys as they fall in love during their writing class. I'm all for metafiction. I love stuff like that. I love writing about writing, especially about writing classes. I think that's so great as a writer. I just appreciate those things so much. And I feel like this book has the opportunity to tackle some really important issues and have an adorable gay romance all at the same time, so I am so pumped. Next up is Moxie by Jennifer Matthew, and this is actually coming out on September 19th, but I was able to get my copy early because we had them early, which was so exciting. But this sounds so amazing. It has great reviews so far, and it's all about this girl who lives in North Texas and ends up starting a feminist revolution in her high school. How great does that sound? I am just so excited for it. I'm all here for it, and I can't wait to read it and just like raise my fist in the air along with her being the main character, and also every other girl in the world. And the final new release isn't the newest of new releases, but it is still quite recent, and that is Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Moira Fowley Doyle. This cover is honestly what made me want to pick up this book, because it just seems like the perfect fall story. It actually came out on August 8th, but it's a story that I really want to know as little as possible about, because it seems kind of magical realism, sort of mystery sort of thing. It's basically set in this small Irish town, and all these weird, inexplicable things start happening. And that is all I want to know. I'm gonna go go into it, and I'm hoping to read it in October, maybe near the end of this month though, but it's definitely one that I'm going to read during the fall. So now getting to the other books that I got, I have a couple of random books and then I have a few that I got in preparation for fall/winter reading season. So the first two are the random ones that I got. First of all, The Goose-Girl by Shannon Hale. This is a book that I've never really looked at, but I feel like I've always kind of seen it out of the corner of my eye because it's kind of been on my radar but not really on my radar. Does that make any sense? I don't know, but it just got a new cover refresh and these new covers are so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with them, so I was like, maybe now I'll pick it up. And so I did, and it has amazing reviews on Goodreads. I mean, of course, it came out a long time ago and it's still in print, so like it's definitely a good book. And really when I read that it's about this princess who can talk to animals but she can't really talk to humans that well, I was like, oh my god girl, it is me but in princess form. Like, I need to read this. So I'm super pumped to pick this up very soon and I'm hoping that it's as good as everyone is saying it is. And the other random book that I picked up was Ramona Blue by Julie Murphy. I had an arc of this and I haven't read it yet. It kind of fell off my radar a bit because I wasn't sure if it was something that I was really going to be interested in. All I know is that it's an own voices story about a bisexual main character, so I haven't actually read it yet, but I had to go and pick up a hardcover copy because I went to the HarperCollins Frenzy Presents event in Toronto last weekend, which was amazing, and there I met Julie Murphy, Angie Smith, and Becky Albertalli, and it was so great. So I had to bring all those books to get them signed, and I ended up getting this one signed, which I'm so excited. I've never actually met authors before. Like, I've met Margaret Atwood, but like, she's a national Canadian treasure, so meeting a YA author was super exciting for me, and also a little bit easier to talk to than Margaret Atwood was. But I got this one signed, I got the Hate U Give signed, I got all of my books signed, and it was great. So now I have 4 books that I got in preparation for mostly fall, I would say. Yeah, these are mostly for fall reading. The first one is The Legacy of Kings by Elinor Herrmann. This is a book that very much confuses me because the synopsis doesn't give you a lot of info, so I don't really know what to say about it. I thought at first that it was just historical fiction, but I believe it also has a fantasy element going on with it. I said way more words in that sentence than was necessary, but the author of this is a historian, if I remember correctly. This was kind of on my radar a while ago, and it's always been in the back of my mind as something that I wanted to read, but I don't think I really knew what it was about when I had wanted to read it, so I don't know what it's about. I totally thought it was about something different than the back is saying, so I don't know. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna read you the back because I feel like that's much easier. So, royalty, magic, love, betrayal, it's in their blood. Alexander, Macedone's 16-year-old heir, is on the brink of discovering his fated role in conquering the known world. Katerina must navigate the dark secrets of court life while keeping hidden her own mission, kill the queen. Jacob will go to unthinkable lengths to win Katerina, even if it means having to compete with Hephaestion, wow, a murderer sheltered by the prince. And far across the sea, Zofia, a Persian princess, seeks the deadly spirit eaters to alter her destiny. So I don't know if it's just me, but I found that so confusing, but I'm still excited for it, so like, mixed feelings. Next, I picked up A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavalera. This is a Sherlock Holmes retelling, and I know that my best friend read it and she really enjoyed it. She ended up continuing with the series, so I was like, that's all I need to know to pick it up. So I'm pumped for it. Sherlock Holmes retelling, that sounds perfect for fall. That was very aggressive, but I love fall, okay? Next up is Dreamland Burning by Jennifer Lapham. This is another one where I feel like I want to know as little as possible because it's a mystery story and it's also a historical fiction, so it's kind of a nice blend of the two, but it follows a 17-year-old girl who found a skeleton in her backyard and it ends up leading her to discover that her family has some skeletons in the closet. I don't really know if that's what happens. The opportunity for that sentence was just there, so I just took it. But she does actually discover this skeleton and she ends up unveiling some different things. I just don't know if it's about her family, and I believe this is partially in modern day and then partially in the time when the murder happened, which was 100 years ago, and I believe it has to do with racial issues, and it takes place at the time like 100 years ago when the Jim Crow laws were in effect, so it sounds like it's going to be very powerful, also sad, and I'm just very intrigued by it. And finally is a historical fiction that I have been meaning to pick up for so long and I just haven't picked it up yet, and I don't know why, but now I finally did, and that is Traitor Angels by Anne Blankman. Anne Blankman is the author of the Prisoner of Night and Fog duology, which I love so much. They are such great books. They're so unique and just amazing. So I saw that she had another book coming out a while ago. I don't even remember when this one came out. It was a couple years ago at least, but I was like, yeah, I need to pick that up, and then I never did. But now I finally have, and I'm super pumped about it. It follows the daughter of John John Milton, and she's helping him transcribe Paradise Lost, which if you don't know who John Milton is, he's the writer of Paradise Lost. It's this long epic poem. It's crazy and it's very difficult to read, but good time. So she's helping him do that by day, but at night he's teaching her how to sword fight and stuff like that. So he's preparing her for this mission, but she has no clue what it is. And Blankman does a really good job of taking well-known historical figures and not having them be kind of flat and just there. She has them actually speak and have this voice, which I think is a very courageous thing to do since so many people are going to be so critical of that. In her other series, she does that. It is just crazy and eye-opening and just ooh. So I'm hoping that this one will also be ugh. I don't know what kind of description that is, but cool. So those are all the books that I picked up this book haul. I definitely have more book hauls coming to you because I have gotten so many books recently. If you guys have been watching my reading vlogs, then you would know that it has been a crazy book buying time and I need to stop. But thank you so much to Chapters Indigo for sponsoring this video. Like I said, if you guys wanted to check them out, I highly recommend that you do, and I will leave the link to the website down below. Or if you are in Canada, then you can go and visit in person. Or if you are in America, then you can cross the border and visit in person. Chapters is just one of the many great draws to Canada, as well as maple syrup and the fact that our money smells like maple syrup. It's like we live in Candyland. Anyways, if you guys didn't want to miss any of my videos, be sure to subscribe. I put out new videos every Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Wednesdays, also Thursdays. I am a busy person. So I put out reading vlogs every Monday, main videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes I put out unboxings and reviews on Wednesdays, depending on how on top of stuff I am. And if you wanted to check in and see how on top of stuff I am, you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is @HalesInBookland. I also have Instagram, and my Instagram is @HaleyInBookland. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!